In this feature review series video, we're going to take a look at how you manage asset information in EvolveFM. From the EvolveFM desktop, I can access my asset information either by clicking on the assets selection here or down below if I've already got it open. And I can also access asset information from the drawings menu as well. And we're going to look at both of those options during the course of this presentation. For now, I am going to click on the asset menu, which I already have open, and you can see assets up here in the corner. You can see the home screen selection and the asset selection, and you can see I'm down here where I have a copy machine highlighted in the asset list. As is true in all the other grid videos we've talked about, you know all the things you can do about adding records, removing records, opening records, creating your own view where you can see whatever you want to see in whatever order you want to see it in terms of the list of information about assets. And then you can name that view and make it your default view whenever you open up this form. So all those things have been true right along in grids, and they're true here as well. You should take a quick look at all the columns that are available. There's a lot of information in an asset record, and this is just an example of all the boxes that are turned on in my particular view of this record. And you notice I need to slide this form all the way along to take a look at all the fields as they go along the top. If I want to open this record, since it's highlighted, I can just either double click or I can click the open button. The asset record will open up, and I can take a look at all the details. Again, tabbed form across the top, so that information about the asset is grouped by logical structure. All these fields are selectable off pull-down lists, so you get to pick whatever it is you want as part of making that record complete. And we will call it a photocopier because it is. I have a graphic of that device here. If we had a manual for that device, I could store it in the documents area. And so the form pretty much follows the standard form structure of all the data records that are part of Evolve. I'm going to cancel out here, and we're going to go take a look at the same record over here in the drawing viewer. So here we are in the drawing viewer, and we're going to do several videos on all the pieces of the drawing viewer. And this is where we'll spend a great deal of time because this is where most people are going to work every day. But understand right now that I am on the second floor of 160 Canal Street. I'm looking at the space plan here, and down below I'm looking at the same functional grid that I was looking at a minute ago in the asset area. And I'm looking at pretty much the same list of assets that belong to this particular floor. And if I click on the copier in question, you'll see that the space where it lives lights up. You'll see a dot where it's located in that space, and you'll see information about that asset over here on the right hand side. So in this one screen, I'm seeing a lot of information about that particular asset. You'll notice that from the drawing viewer, if I click on a different asset, immediately it'll light up the space, and if the asset is located physically in the drawing, it'll show a green dot where that asset is in that space. The important takeaway from working on the drawing viewer form here is just that you understand that there are two places where you can view and maintain information about your assets, and that different users will probably have different preferences about where they do their work. So back to the asset form, and a quick look at the fact that if we have a graphic stored in the picture area, that a thumbnail of that graphic will show up in the picture column here, so you can, again, just a little nice touch as far as what that asset looks like. As mentioned earlier, you can use whatever search techniques you need to find to narrow your search for a particular asset within the list of assets you have. Down here in the corner, you can see that I'm looking at 30 of 574 assets that exist in this database right now. Another question that will likely come up as you look at what's going on here is how these asset categories, classes, and subclasses are set up. and they're actually set up in platform administration, which you can learn about in a video that we have that covers that specifically. And this concludes our short overview of asset management in EvolveFM. Thanks for watching.